Hey guys, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I am so nervous. Like, oh my gosh, like this is probably the most nervous I've been in a minute in front of a camera. Um, but at the same time, I'm excited because this is definitely something that I've been wanting to do for a minute. And so, what better time than to do it now? The start of the year and the end of another. So, without further ado, welcome to my new podcast, Fly Talk, with your host, me, aka Danny White. And yeah, this is the podcast where Fly people come together and talk about real life things. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So, as you know, a lot of people have been posting about their 2024 year. And when I say this year has been a year of so many things, from growth to failures to lessons and blessings in disguise to just an overall revelation. Like, God has shown me so much this year. He has brought so much to light, regarding what I need to work on as a person, people that are meant to be in my life and that no longer serve a purpose, to where He's trying to take me. Like, oh my gosh, this year has just been a revelation filled year, and I cannot stress that enough. So, we're going to get into it. So, I think the best way to start would be speaking on the fact that at the beginning of this year, I remember sitting down in my kitchen, and I think I made a post about this. Actually, I did. I made a reel about this. And I said that, 2024 is my year. It's the year where we no longer stress over the people, the situations, or the places that no longer serve us and where God is trying to take us. And when I say, like, the fact that I made that post at the very beginning of this year, and here I am looking back at everything that's happened this year, like, it's so crazy. It's mind blowing. Like, when I sit here and I tell you God has removed so many people, He's removed me from so many situations that no longer serve my purpose, that no longer serve where He's trying to take me. And for so long, you know, I sat there and I questioned a lot of it. It's like, what's going on? This doesn't make sense. I don't understand. And in the midst of all of it, I learned that's not my job. It's not my job. I said at the beginning of this year, y'all, that I want to walk with God in everything that I do, from my friendships to my relationships to my goals to the places I go. Like, I don't want to do it without Him. And it's like, God made sure I stood on that. He held me accountable and made sure I stood on that, even in the times that I necessarily didn't want it to work out that way. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, God is a humbling God. He's a just God, but He is a loving God. A lot of the situations we go through, we're not going to understand. And it's not our job to. It's His job. But the second we just let Him be, and the second we just trust the process and walk in faith, it'll all make sense later. Maybe not when we want it to, but later. And when I sit here and I tell y'all, like, this year has just been a revelation-based year. Like, God has shown me so much, like, so much about myself, my own personal strength, to the people that I cared and poured so much into that weren't serving, the purpose that He has for me in my life. Oh, it's crazy. It is so crazy. And I sit here a lot of times and I just think, like, this year broke me in so many ways. There are so many people out here that I've run into, some that I probably haven't, that think that my life is all peaches and cream. I've got it all figured out. Oh, she's so positive, all this and all that. And it's just like, little do they know, or there have been so many moments where I just wanted to throw in the towel. Like, I wanted to give up. I was just like, I can't do it anymore. It's getting too heavy. Like, this year broke me. It broke me. It broke me. It literally chewed me up and spit me out. Like, oh my gosh. People probably wouldn't even believe me if I was to sit here and tell them like how bad it had gotten. Like there were days, y'all, where I would literally go to work and I would go on break and I would just break down in my car. Or I would come home and I would just sit outside of my house and just cry because I was so tired. Things did not make sense. God was removing people out of my life and it was so heavy at the time that it's just like I was not paying attention to the fact that he was saving me, he was protecting me, he was redirecting me from the things that would have killed me. Little did I know that in the midst of all of that, it all played a part of my testimony. This year was a testimony filled year. Oh my gosh. It was a testimony filled year. And one thing I've come to learn this year, especially with building my bond with God, and reading his word and going to church, is that your testimony is a sounded thing. It is a sounded thing. God puts you in situations and he brings you through things so you can talk about it. Because you have no idea who can be impacted by the words behind your truth. You have no idea how much light you have within the darkness that you walked. You don't understand. It's crazy. Like I can't stress that enough. Like, oh my gosh, this year has been a testimony filled year. And it's just like anybody that I've sat down and talked to about, some of the hardest things that's gone on this year and just the beauty behind it, like they look at me and just like, God's got you, God's protecting you. Like, you know how hard it is to be positive in the midst of a hard time. Oh gosh. Woo! That's the one. But the thing is, you don't have to be positive throughout the whole time. You just gotta have faith. You just gotta have faith. When I tell y'all this year has been crazy, it's been so many blessings in the skies, like so many lessons behind the things that I thought I lost. And it's like, no, you didn't lose anything. God was just making room for where he's trying to take you. A lot of times he has to remove people from your circle because they've already served their purpose. They've already played the part in the season that they were supposed to be there for. And it's just like as this year comes to an end, it's just like I have so much hope walking into, the new year. And it's crazy. Like it is so crazy. I keep saying that. Like I want to talk about so many things like this on my page for so long. And I just feel like, now God is like, I want you to talk about your testimony. I want you to talk about it to people because it's real. God is real. And I'm going to stress that from today moving forward, like God is so real. He's so real. And it's so crazy because I sit back, just think like January 1st of this year, I told God, I don't want to do this year without you. I don't want to do anything without you. This is going to be a year where I leave everything that no longer serves my purpose behind and I walk with you towards what will. And that's exactly what's happening. And I just sit here and I just think about like how much strength, you gain from surrendering. Y'all, I kid you not, it makes me emotional thinking about it. Like there were so many nights that I sat in my car or I just sat alone and I just prayed and I just cried and I'm like, God, I can't do this without you. I don't understand, but I trust you. It doesn't make sense, but I trust you. I know it's gonna hurt, but I trust you. Oh my gosh. To even sit here and be like, you know how they pray that prayer where it's just like, God, remove this from me if it's not serving me. Like, and you do it. When I tell you pray that revelation prayer, baby, God's gonna show you. I sit here and I know because I surrender. God will take me into a year of advantage. When you surrender everything that you love, because you love God more, he will take everything that you surrendered, including yourself, and he will advance you to heights that you couldn't even imagine. This year broke me, y'all. It broke me, it chewed me up, and it spit me out. real naked, real raw, real uncomfortable. Then yeah, and God took me and He said, I can work with you now. That's the thing. God doesn't want you acting like everything's perfect, like you got everything under control. Because if everything was perfect and everything was under control, you wouldn't need Him. This year taught me that, you know what, I'm so much stronger with Him on my side alone than me being around a bunch of people that aren't even going where He wants to take me. Right. So, with that being said, as we conclude, the year 2024, let me be an example to anybody out there that, no matter how hard it gets, you're still capable of being transformed into something beautiful. No matter how difficult and uncomfortable you are in the process, it's for your better good. It's a part of your testimony. And the second you stop focusing on how bad it is in the situation, you can accept that it's just a piece of the story. It's not the full thing. It's not the full picture. It's just a piece. And that one piece is going to help you level up so great. So great. As we conclude the 2024 year, I'm so grateful for all the lessons I've learned, for all the failures I've made, for all the people I've lost, for all the tears I cried. I'm so grateful for all of it. And I pray for anybody that felt the exact same way that I did, even if it wasn't fully. I pray for anybody watching, especially this far, for anybody that's gone through something heavy this year, for anybody that feels like they've had a change in direction. I pray that you keep going. I pray that God continues to have His hands over you. I pray that, He continues to mold you and scold you and hold you and love you and continues to bless you to be the best version of yourself that He knows you can be. I pray that anybody watching this will continue to put Him first, will continue to surrender themselves, to pick up that cross no matter how heavy it gets, and to walk with God. Even in the times where the situations don't make sense, even in the times where you lack understanding, even in the times where you're looking and you're just like, I don't like how this looks. I pray that you just keep going, because it's all going to be worth it. You're about to unlock your best self. You're about to enter a year of advantage. So close. And I feel like I made it. I feel like when you go through those lessons, the trials and tribulations, and you learn it and you make it, it's like, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Like, oh my gosh. God is so good. And I pray for each and every one of y'all out there, and I thank everybody that was a part of my journey, especially, this year, the people that helped lift me up, that helped pray for me, that, wipe my tears when things got hard. Like, I'm so grateful for each and every one of y'all. Like, even the people that were just checking in that didn't know how heavy things were getting. Like, I pray for each and every one of y'all, even the ones that don't. 2025 is our year, and things are about to get so great. Things are about to get so great. So, yeah. I hope y'all come back, all my fly people that have a story, a perspective, anything to share. I want to connect with y'all. This is where fly people come together and talk about real life stuff. It's not just about fashion. Being fly is a lifestyle. It's a mentality more than just clothes. So I hope to catch y'all on the next one. If you like this video, give your girl a like, comment, and a subscribe. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next vid. Y'all stay fly.